Hey guys, so I wanted to go ahead and do another look, and this is going to be kind of a holiday look, but I had originally done it for my birthday. I'm going to be completely honest, my birthday is beginning of December, and it was a birthday look. But I thought it would be a good little Christmas look if you hop back in the time machine to Christmas, or it could be a decent New Year's look if you want to keep the Christmas spirit alive. So we're going to go ahead and put a bunch of crap on my face again and see if I can make it look as good as I did on my birthday. Fingers crossed. Okay, so I have got a whole bunch of stuff that I'm going to be putting on my face today. So let's cover it. I will tell you exactly the products that I'm using. Obviously, you don't have to use exactly what I'm using, but this is just a nice little rundown. For color correcting, I am going to be using Ulta's color correcting palette, and I am probably only going to be using this green color here.
Prepárate. Let me see you jump. Prepárate. Get ready. Get. Brinca. Ahí baila. Todo el mundo. Let me see you jump.
Okay, so the foundation that I'm using is actually the Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude, which is what I typically use these days, and I use Fresco, which is that right there, and this is for fairly light toned skin. For concealer, I'm going to be using the Bare Minerals Bare Skin in a medium, which is this. For my setting powder, I'm going to use the Laura Geller Matte Maker. One of the highlights that I'm going to be using is the Benefit Dandelion Shy Beam. For the brighter highlight, I'm actually going to be trying something out that I haven't tried yet. This is the Pure Elevation, which is this here, and there's 3 of them. I think, because of the way this look is, I'm probably going to use Upgrade, which is this one here.
Prepárate. Let me see you jump.
I don't know if you guys can see the highlight on here or not. I think my light might be a little bit too much in the way. But the Upgrade is actually pretty intense, so I went a little bit lighter on the nose and the Cupid's bow and the chin and up here, and then I went a little bit more heavy-handed over on the cheeks just to give it a little bit extra glow. But it is quite a nice... Yeah, you can kind of see it, but it's kind of a nice, it's a very nice goldish colored, like goldish rosy colored highlight. I'm really digging it. I like it a lot. For the contour, I am actually going to be using the Urban Decay Naked Flushed palette, and this is in Native, and I am only going to be using the contour shade here. I know a lot of people don't do this, but I am actually going to fan on my contouring because my contouring always looks too dark, so I'm going to try to do it with a fan brush. Can't hurt. For my eye primer, I am using, as always, my Urban Decay eye primer potion, and this is in the original. I think they call it original. Yeah, original. For my brows, I'm going to be using Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Brow Powder Duo in Auburn. And this is... oh, I can never get this open. This is the palette itself. And I'm only going to be using the dark shade over here. I messed up just a little bit up here, so I'm going to have to use concealer. For my lashes, I'm going to be using the Benefit Bad Gal Lash Mascara. And I will not be using false lashes. I never do. Now, for the eye look itself, I'm actually using two palettes. I am going to use the Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette, which is this here. And I am going to be using, I believe, 3 colors out of this. I can't open anything tonight. Okay. I am actually going to use... yikes. Okay, I'm actually going to be using more than 2 colors. I keep on saying 2 colors, but the way I did this last time, I'm going to be using this bright green shade here and the dark green above it. I am also going to be using the silver tone and this Midnight Blaze color as well. And that's all I'm going to be using in that one. The other palette that I'm going to be using is Buxom's Dolly's Wild Ride. And I am going to be using... okay, I'm going to be using this color here and this color here. Obviously, with the eyeshadow palettes, feel free to use your favorite palette. You don't have to use these specific palettes. There are bunches of other palettes out there that have colors that are at least similar. For the lips, you've got several different options. You can use, for this particular look, believe it or not, you can use a forest green lipstick, which I don't own myself. That would be good for like a New Year's party or something along those lines where you just want to stand out a little bit. Go ahead with a dark green. Don't obviously use a lime green, but use like a forest green, something along those lines. You can also use just your typical nude lipstick. You can use a matte or you can use a gloss. I wouldn't go too ultra shiny if you're going to do a nude lip color because what you're going to do with that is you want everybody to focus on your eyes. So stick with something like a matte or at least like a low gloss. The lip color that I'm actually going to be using, I'm hoping it's going to work out because I actually wore a nude lip when I did this look before, but I thought I would try something a little bit different. I am going to be using Ulta's Minerals Nourishing Lip Color, and this is in Ruby, and it is kind of, it's a red, but it's kind of a funky red, so we're going to kind of hope that it works. This would probably work out better for a Christmas look than it will for a New Year's look, but we'll see what it looks like when we get to the end. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and move on to the eyes now that I've gotten everything else pretty much done. As you guys could tell, when I did my eyebrows, I don't do any of the fancy shaping on my eyebrows. I just fill mine in and move on with my life. I know a lot of people like to try to square them off and shape them and things of that nature. I tend to try to shape mine with plucking and all that kind of stuff, and then I just fill in whatever's left over. I do have a gap in this eyebrow. I'm missing a lot of hair towards the back end of it, so I just fill it in rather than shaping it. Every time I have ever tried to shape it, I come out looking like somebody stamped something on my face, and it's not a good look. So I just fill it in. It looks good on others. It doesn't look good on me, so I just fill them in. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going into the Buxom palette, and I am using this color right here, and I am going to go all over the lid with it. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my full spectrum palette, and I'm going to go in with, I think that's Hatter. I messed this up when I was doing a review too. It's Hater or Hatter, I'm assuming it's Hatter. But it's this bright green right here in the middle. And we are going to do that in the crease, and we are going to go big. Don't worry if you get the color all over the place like I just did. We'll clean it up later. Why does that look like that in the camera? That looks so weird. Anyway, one of the things that you guys will notice is that I do tend to go from the inside corner and I go in one direction. And a lot of people will get into the crease and they'll go back and forth like this. That will work if your skin is tighter. I just turned 37 years old. The skin on my eyelids is not as tight as it was when I was 20. So I go in this direction because it prevents the skipping when my skin kind of goes along with it. If I do this motion instead of this motion, I get a lot of just weird jumps and skips in there, and it ends up taking me a lot more time to do my makeup. So I just go in one motion like this, and that prevents a lot of that skipping on looser skin. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with 100, which is the darker green right above here, and I'm going to just put that right in the corners of my eyes. And I'm going to use a tiny little smudger to do that. Now I am going to sweep it up a little with whatever's left over and just kind of drag it into the crease. Now, I also do have a little bit of a harder time doing my left eye, mostly because I am right-handed and I'm also left eye dominant. So when I have to close my eye even a little bit to put makeup on it, I can't really see what I'm doing anymore. Don't know why my right eye is so much worse than my left eye, but unfortunately that's just the facts of life. So 9 times out of 10, and now this will make a complete liar out of me, my left eye ends up looking worse than the right eye. They never match. I'm not a perfectionist. I am not a makeup artist. My eyes don't ever match, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I have come to terms with the fact that my eyeshadow is never going to match. Now, I do try my best to get them to at least somewhat match. So I bring whatever's left over here, and I try to darken that up just a little. And I am getting some skipping over here because my left eyelid is also looser than my right eyelid. Okay, this is where things get a little bit freaky. I'm going to have 2 colors that I'm going to end up patting on that centerpiece there. And this didn't work out real well the last time, but the reason I'm going to do it anyway, originally when I tried to do this, I tried to use Iced here as the all-over lid color, but I didn't get the pop that I was hoping for. It went on, it was there, but it didn't pop the way I had wanted it to. I'm going to go ahead and put it on anyway. I'm actually going to leave off Midnight Blaze. I had said I was going to use Midnight Blaze. I'm going to skip Midnight Blaze, so we're just going to remove that completely. I'm going to use Iced. I'm going to put it on there, and the reason I'm going to do that is because it does make the color that I'm going to pull from the Buxom palette pop a little bit more, but it also adds a little bit more glitter than what you get from the Buxom palette. So I'm going to use a flat brush like this, and I'm going to try to pile it on, but I'm not going to pile it on with the intent of making it the obvious color. This is what it ends up looking like on my lid, which, for the look that I'm going for, isn't quite enough. And I keep putting more on, and I keep piling it on in there, but it looks decent, but it's not quite what I was going for. But we're going to keep putting it on because I do want the glitter that it leaves behind. This is a much more glittery look that I'm used to doing. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the Buxom palette. In the Buxom palette, we are going to go with this color right here. And again, we're going to use the same brush and we're going to pack it on. Because this part, we really want it to pop. Now, you can also use a gold or silver, why can't I say silver tonight? A gold or silver foiled eyeshadow if you want. Unfortunately, I don't own any foiled eyeshadows. So I am going to continue piling this Buxom on until I get what I want. Unfortunately, that means you're going to have a lot of makeup on your face. So if you do happen to have foiled gold or silver, go ahead and use that in replacement for this color out of the Buxom palette. Okay, so I think the coloration is sufficient. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that crease brush that has all the green crap on it, and I'm going to blend everything together. Don't add any more color to this. If you can, take off a little bit. Okay, I took off as much as I can. It is actually going to stain a little bit, but now just use that to kind of blend everything out. Did get this a little far over on the inside of my eye, so I am using my finger to clean that up as best I can. If it looks really, really bad, if you get too much in there, you can go ahead back in with a concealer and cover that up. I'm just going to kind of blend it out like this. And I do have a little bit of fallout, so I'm just going to brush that away. Now, to finish off the eyes, we are going to go back into the Full Spectrum palette. We are going to take one of these angled brushes here, and I did use this for my brows. I've cleaned it off, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that with this 100, which is the stuff that I put in the corner of my eyes, and I'm going to line my eye just from the center to the corner, and I'm going to do that on the lower lash line. Just to join it up to the corner. It gives a nice smooth line, kind of finishes it off. Now you can also put this a little bit in your lash line on the top. Now obviously you can use black eyeliner, you can use dark green eyeliner, you can wing it out. You can do whatever you want at this point. I don't use a whole lot of eyeliner because I always screw it up. Straight up, I just screw up eyeliner, so I don't use it a whole lot anymore unless I am using it as the focal point of my eye look. But I did put a little bit just in the lash line. Some reason I cannot do my left eye at all here today. And I think I'm going to jab my left eye out. I don't know why this is happening. My left eye is starting to water. Okay, that looks like it's been somewhat fixed. Oh, right in the eye. I'm not doing anything real thick with this. I'm just kind of trying to make my lash line pop a little, which is also accomplished by doing what I just did, which is stabbing myself straight in the eye. So, now at this point you can also highlight your brow bone. You can use whatever you want. You can use your regular highlighter, you can use one of your eyeshadows, and this is something I didn't talk about at the beginning of the video, but I've decided I'm going to use it anyway. And this is the On the Glow pen in rose gold, and this is from Butter London. It's one of these little doohickeys. I reviewed these at some point in time. Haven't actually used them like for real yet, so we're gonna go ahead and use this. I'm gonna use it on my brow bone, and I think that's gonna be about it, because you could put it obviously in the corners of your eyes, but the eyeshadow that we put on the main part of our eyes is so glittery, I'm going to leave it off personally. But I am going to put it just a little bit of the rose gold up here. Now I chose the rose gold because it is very close to the highlighter that I actually put on my face. So that's why we're going with the rose gold with this. I'm just going to line it like that. I really, really, really need to pluck my eyebrows. Oh my god. And you know what? I lied. I am going to put a little bit in the corner of my eyes. Because why not? It's the holidays. You can't have too much glitter on the holidays. And this is the finished eye look. Now for the lips, as I said, you can kind of go with what you want to go with. I am going to do that weird red color, and we are going to hope that it's going to work out. I forgot to do my eyelashes. The eye look is not complete without mascara. So, rewind. Now, make sure that while you're doing this, you make the mascara face, which is that... Did you ever notice no girl ever can put their mascara on without doing that with their face? Now, you will also notice that I do not put it on my lower lashes. I have been known to do it in the past. I don't do it a whole lot, simply because I don't have a lot of lower lashes, so I just don't bother, because I have like 3 lashes on each eye. So, I just don't even bother. Now the eye look is done. Now it's done. Can't have an eye look without mascara. It's just the way it is, girls. Okay, now we're going to do the freaky red lipstick. Let's see how this turns out. I don't even remember buying this. So, I could have had this for 10 years. I have no idea. Ooh, this is kind of a gloss. Good. Great. Oh, this lipstick sucks. I wouldn't even call this a lipstick. This is a lip gloss. It says lip color. Should have known, if it says lip color, it's probably a gloss. And I don't really like lip gloss. And I was really kind of hoping for like a bright, glittery red. I was kind of hoping it was going to look like this. But that's not what it looks like. This is what it looks like. I don't know. I kind of like it. I think... I don't know. From a distance, it looks okay. I don't know. You know what? Go with either the forest green or the nude lip. This is just... I guess you could probably do, if you've got a bolder red lip color, go for that. I'd probably stick with a matte red. This is horrible. This is Ulta Minerals Nourishing Lip Color, and this is in Ruby. This is terrible. It's so sticky. Oh my god, it's so sticky. No. I'm not liking the lips. So, the look is complete. So we'll focus on the eyes. The lips look terrible, so we'll focus on the eyes. But this is what the finished product looks like. And now you're ready for New Year's or to jump in your time machine and go back to Christmas. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I do try to make at least one video every week, and I will see you next time. Bye.